listening to Let's Go, the weekly podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite and the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. Am I talking too quickly? I don't know. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Niall.
Ari, that's weird.
And the voice of Brian.
Hello.
Oh, spooky. And me, Dwayne. How's it going?
It's not going great. Due to the fact there's no video for me here. And about half an hour ago, I was concerned my computer was not going to work either. But it turned out just to be the webcam throwing an almighty wobbly and preventing Windows from booting, and now preventing me from being seen. We are
battered and bruised. We come to you.
Yeah, anime that aired April the 26th to May the 2nd, 2025, starting with YAIBA, Episode 4, Attack of the Eight Ogres. This escalated incredibly quickly.
It's rocketing through it. This
I thought they were going to hang out at the school for any length of time in this fucking thing, but only for the purposes of, like, it opens with them attacking the Japanese parliament, right?
That's correct, yes. He's raised 8 demons.
Yep, he's got these perfect large numbers. They're all wearing the trademark cloaks.
You can't tell what shape they are, so there could be any shape under that cloak. Yeah.
He's got some armor that makes him look like a teenage guy king.
He's just put so many skulls on that. It's just like, what would look the most intimidating? But I put skulls everywhere.
Because initially you see the big skull. Yeah, initially you see the big like breastplate skull thing, and you think that's going to be a guy. And it's like, no, it's just his shirt. Also, he's wearing like a fur cloak under a cape, as far as I can tell. He's got a lot going on.
Fur-lined cape, perhaps.
Yeah, it's an entirely bizarre look, but he's here to intimidate the prime minister, and I think it's worked because he's bulletproof. I mean, that's pretty scary.
Meanwhile, YAIBA is learning how to walk across lily pads.
An essential skill for a samurai. Yes. It does turn out within this episode to be an essential skill for a samurai, but yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can walk across water, but it's about focusing your spirit towards like a cause, towards a purpose. Like,
but it's quite the contrast between I've taken over the Japanese government and see if you can run across these lily pads like a ninja. And also explaining to him what a sword scabbard is, because that seems to be something he's not very aware of.
He's only beating up animals with sticks for most of his life, so yeah, how would he know?
And while they're doing this, Saika is making them some dinner when 2 visitors arrive who she assumes are good friends of Musashi Miyamoto, and they're like, yes, that's what we're good.
We definitely know that guy that you just explained to us. And one is a beautiful lady, and the other one is a mysterious hooded figure that keeps trying to not ribbit. So it's probably fine.
And also, it's clear that they are bad, but it's clear that the beautiful lady is more evil than the mysterious ribbiting man under the cloak.
But he's happy to get the soup. Like he's delighted to get a bit of stew.
Yes, he seems very polite for an evil frog man who's been sent to recover a sword. And that turns out to be true, because by the end of the episode, he's now one of the crew.
The cloaks fly off as if I'm saying, it was me, a big frog man with an axe, and it's me, a big snake man with a trident. We call like a fucking Geroro Grozaimon and like Julius Zippopotamus III or whatever it was, and it would be so fearsome, so intimidating. And then YAIBA and Saika is creased going, your fucking name is what? Fucking Zupopo what? Oh my god, that's stupid. Your parents hate you, what? They're just ripping the piss out of them entirely.
Hey, it's a cool name in hell, alright? That's one of the coolest names you can have. It's one of the toughest names, actually. So it kind of goes that... Oh, also, he not only raised his 8 demon guys, he's raised an army of... the culprit Hanazawas, with gloves and shoes, as far as like, and little horns. Actually, I think he scatters just a bunch of horns and they grow out of the ground. I think that's how it's
like
done.
The Hydra's teeth.
Yeah. Very much so. Generic mooks. I thought they were gonna in the opening they were just generic mooks, but it's like no, they're generic in the show. Okay, that's gonna save a lot of time. Yeah,
good. They are definitely like the precursor to the culprits from Detective Conan. but with, as you say, with Oni horns and Oni clubs. So they get into a fight, but YAIBA, after being told not to pull the sword out the scabbard, he pulls the sword out the scabbard. He goes berserk again, and basically Musashi tells Geru Zaimon that let's have a quick truce because we've got to take care of this first. We can't be fighting.
We don't work together. He's gonna kick both our asses, and the frog has been kind of getting his ass kicked a little. So he's kind of like, yeah, okay, that sounds good to me.
Yes, I think the most important thing is that Musashi has just saved him from being killed by possessed YAIBA.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Musashi's house is on fire at this point as well.
I mean, YAIBA's been throwing like the lightning swings, so yeah, that entire tree is falling over on fire. Yeah.
I tried to freak out more about that, but he's just like, I mean, we got like there's an immediate threat to life here. I'll deal with that in just a minute.
In a normal anime, he would just move into the dojo with everyone else, as the rest of these characters will increasingly move into your one's dad's dojo. But I feel like the speed this is going, I don't fucking know. I have no idea where the fuck it's gonna go from here.
Because of course, I should say it was got to knock the little sphere out of the sword. So it means it's like not like all the demon, the thunder demon is inside in the spheres. Now it's like a regular cool ass sword. Then you can get back to chopping people, like how you want to do. In fact, you can do a cool thing where you just kind of spin it around in your finger. You can kind of do a little kind of propeller spin blade thing. So it's pretty neat.
I appreciate him figuring that out, and also just chasing the demons around like a child would poop on the end of a stick. It's just kind of like, I'm gonna fucking chop you.
Like his breakthrough, like for like, okay, you got to focus your spirit, and like think of your cause for why you want to cross across the water, like just to set the process for and saying, I want to fucking kill that snake man. Oh yeah, and that's what gives him. He's just skipping across the water now. I want to fucking kill this dude.
Don't overthink it. Like he's more focused on getting to that snake, and even the snake is like, what the fuck, because he can run across the thing. The snake's just like, it's too rich for my blood. I'm gonna steal the magic gem, which doesn't do anything right now. That's pretty good, right? That means I haven't brought the sword to him like he wanted, but I brought him the magic gem and the sword, so that's half a good job. He's trying to take it as a win.
Frogman has turned babyface at this point as well.
Yeah, completely. Like well before the like nearly halfway point of the episode, the frog is already one of the goodies.
It's just too kind.
He does look like he's as intimidating as a Dragon Quest boss. Is about the thing, which means very cute. Is the thing I'm trying to say.
I think it's a manner in which they're framed. There's kind of how they look. I think it's the capes. The capes make him seem more like a Dragon Quest.
I think you're probably right.
Dude. Yeah, it's like the shoulder pads on the snake man is also very Toriyama. But the way they're posed is very much like either the way they're posed in like a battle, a Dragon Quest game, or like a Bikuri man. I think is also another sort of similar pose. I assume Toriyama was probably influenced by the Bikuri man stickers.
Yeah.
And the other thing it reminded me of from around this time is the battle beasts as we had them over here.
Yeah.
Were they beast formers in Japan? I think they're called.
Oh, those
spin-off of. They got like the little. They were rock paper scissors, and you'd hold your thumb to the heat sensitive.
Earth, fire, wood. That was it. Yeah. Oh wait, water, fire, wood.
Why wood?
It was like the 5 elemental things, but they went with wood as the thing. Because fire beats wood. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's they were difficult to get in our neck of the woods. I think we had like a few from like a shopping trip to Boston, but I don't think I ever saw them in the shops in my actual life.
Remember the ones where you could switch the arms with them? I remember that version, yeah.
And then, of course, more recently, they've been Beast Saga, where they shoot dice out their chests instead.
How can we put gambling into this? That's my bad.
And so they're they're going to an island to research
Kojiro Sasaki.
Yeah.
He comes up a few times because YAIBA doesn't have a fucking clue who that is because he does not have his book learnings.
Does not know who Sashimi is or his famous rival were, and how they settled their score and how it was this whole thing. Actually, a separate person made a whole comic about it. You might have read it. Like, what's a manga, dude?
Because they see the news about Onimaru in the Parliament, and they're not going to deal with that straight away. They've got to do some more research first. They'll let him.
We got to do more training before we can take on him. He's taking over the government, so I don't know.
Yeah, I really need to find that OVA where they all cross over together. I know it's not canon, but now knowing that the Frogman's in that OVA as well, I'm like, I want to see how he interacts with Conan.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, oh shit, that means all these weirdos are fucking capable of showing up in Conan. That's great. I like that.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, and it's just moving so goddamn fast at this point.
Yeah, I thought it was depending. I don't. This thing didn't run forever exactly, but what they're going to do is for 2 batches of 12, and saying, no, what they might do just the one sprint here. Get it all fucking in, all killer, no filler.
Well, assuming that he doesn't have another set of perfect large numbers, like the snake guy is cut in half immediately.
Well, you got two of them so far.
You've turned one and split 1 and 2, so I mean, like that, you're already running out of guys.
There's 7 more arcs after this, apparently. So I think yes, he does have many more perfects.
Okay, good.
Then we got Anne Shirley, episode 4. One can't stay sad very long in such an interesting world. In which, in the first half, she gets Diana pissed off her face on, was it currant wine?
Currant wine. It was meant to be raspberry cordial.
Yeah, it's supposed to be raspberry cordial, but
it wasn't her fault. It was
Marissa's fault. She owns up to it. It's like, I put it in the press down there, and she's like, all right, I'll just grab that. And I didn't know what it smelled like because I've never had raspberry cordial. And everyone was just knocking it back on, like, this is the nicest cordial I've ever had.
It's pretty good.
Getting drunk. And Marissa's like, I left the fucking cordial in the basement. That was my bad. I'll go over and explain it to her ma'am. I'll smooth it all over. But as she comes back, she's like, what a fucking bitch. Fucking, like, she wouldn't listen to me, wouldn't hear a fucking word of it. Oh, fuck that woman.
This Anne Shirley is not a girl to be associated with. She's an outsider.
So obviously Marissa is on Anne's side, but Anne is kind of like, but we can still be friends, right? It's like, no, you can't. You can be secret friends. You can make it like super romantic by passing notes in class and stuff.
Well,
that's the thing you can do.
This is the thing, because this is the initial bit is Marilla going to see Rachel Lynde and getting her advice, and she says, just for now, just let Anne do what she likes. She'll eventually calm down.
If you push her back to school, she won't want to go back. But if you just leave her off, she'll eventually want to go back to school. Yeah.
Rachel's like, I've had 10 children. I know what I'm talking about. And then we get, before this bit, we get the funniest bit is Anne getting mad at a hypothetical husband that Diana's going to marry in the future, and Marilla having to turn her back to Anne so she can have a huge laugh at this.
And it's so nice because obviously, you have a child laughing at the fucking imaginings of a child. A fully grown woman laughing at the imaginings of a child, and then a man laughing at them. It's just not laughing, but just kind of like, like, oh, you folks, and me laughing at the whole situation. So yeah, it works out real good.
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying why they're really enjoying this adaptation. This is people who've watched as many Anne of Green Gables adaptations as they can possibly consume, is that they really like how much they're allowing you to see Marilla's emotions in this.
And she's still like keeping fairly closed and stuff, but it does come through. Like, it is really nice.
Yeah, it's basically that played totally cool and that way all the time.
It's even like Anne reacting to her as just like, oh, you can come over and have some raspberry cordial and have a lovely time. And it's like, I knew you could imagine a scenario in which I would be having a lovely time. So you do have an imagination, even Anne's seeing it in Marilla. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the fact that she now can't go and see Diana at Diana's house, this forces her to relent and go back to school. Because then she'll be able to see her and, as you say, pass secret notes to each other. This is after
declaring
they
their
had, like,
infinite love and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the tearful meeting on the
My bosom
bridge.
chum.
Yeah, I think the meeting on the bridge is like, we can't hang out anymore. I've got like 10 minutes to say our goodbyes, our forever goodbyes. I love you forever. I love you forever. It's like, I'm going back to school. No reason.
But yes, Anne's very happy that Diana said that she loves Anne, because she was like, at the very best, I was hoping that you'd like me, but this is again.
I never dreamed.
Yes,
Yeah.
it gets very. I did find an interview with Martin Short about the origins of Ed Grimley, and no mention of Anna Green Gable. So I think it is just Canadian background radiation.
Just so darn polite. God darn it.
Yes.
And it's nice to see all the other kids, including that fucking stupid shitty boy, who she's clearly obsessed with. Everyone's just like really glad that she's back in school. Like, they're not mad at her. He's not mad at her. It's like, yeah, no, that was my fucking fault. I insulted you to your face.
But now that I'm here, I gotta stay on top. I gotta beat that Gilbert Blythe in mathematics. I gotta beat him in spelling. I gotta fucking put his face in the mud. It was really kind of like we're trying to, like, you know, fucking overcompensate for her expulsion temporarily.
And then Anne saves the life of Diana's baby sister, and now Mrs. Barry is fully back on board.
Yep.
It's a really, I would say, nearly contrived situation, but I got to remember ye olde days where the prime minister or governor of Canada or something like that, I don't fucking know,
the prime
has
minister
shown up on the island. So most adults in the town went. It was like, we gotta go see the prime minister.
Not much happens around here, if you hadn't
noticed. Not really much exciting. So
let's come gawk at this fool.
We do have to go out of town to see him. So yeah, there's the only adults left in town are your man, obviously, with Anne.
Matthew.
And the maid, I think, with Diana. I think it's maybe might be the childminder. Yeah. And she doesn't know what to do, and it's like, oh, that sounds like the croup. I can't fucking
yes.
croup. It sounds like the croup, and it's like, I've taken care of children. I know what to do. I'm Anne. I'm fucking cool as shit. And she does. Like, she handles it really well. The doctor's like, I gotta compliment this kid. I was like 2 towns over, and that Michael to get up all the way over here. That small child would have been dead without me, and obviously Diana's mother is like, well, now you're basically one of the family, so welcome.
It's pretty dumb of me to kind of hold up a small accident against the life of my child, so I relent.
You got one child drunk and you saved the life of one child. That definitely cancels out the first thing, for sure.
Yeah, it's the fun. So, like, they got a big cast. Come over, we're going to do the whole, like, you know, afternoon tea. You got the stack of sandwiches. We're going to give you the whole service. Like, you name it. Yeah, like, it's great. And it's like, fuck yeah. It's like the win for Anne. It's like her naturalist good nature is just winning through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, puffy sleeves.
Finally.
She's taking on her ultimate form.
My white whale, to quote another literary classic.
This is a fucking delight every week. It's so nice. I played a really bad game of Marvel Snap where the guy was playing every cheap trick in the book, and I was like, fuck this, and I put it down and I watched this, and I was like, oh, that was lovely. I was happy again. It improved my life.
It's just like, you know, they're just like little victories, just for a guy, a young woman. It's like, yeah, it's even just seeing someone else. Let's get a little win. Let's get a little bit of fun and shape. She came first in spelling. Yes, it's like that's like gives you a little bit of, like, you know, like vicarious, like, motivation on it. It's nice.
Then we've got Gag Manga Biyor Go episode 4 Mahjong.
There's fun levels of this thing, man.
Yes, in which it's a high stakes underworld game of Mahjong between 4 ne'er-do-wells who are looking to take over the underworld, and the crux of the joke is that none of them know how to play the game, but they have heard enough about the game to think that they can kind of guess how to play it.
They've read some manga. They've watched some anime. They've picked up the rules, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's already got tiles to the wall of, like, you know, of 2 by 10. No wonder they call him the Reaper. He knows his stuff.
It's that any act, like I don't know the rules of Mahjong, but the fact that any action any of the characters do, all the other characters are like, holy shit, that's amazing, fucking, like they all react like it's the fucking most mind blowing play possible.
They're
And the
just
other guy
like
going like,
doing the basic ass setup of how you put the fucking thing on. So it's like, huh. And then draws his first tile. It's a white dragon for it. Saying, this tile's blank. Oh, this is fucking broken. I gotta get a new one. What's this bird about? I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. I guess I put it in here.
But they know enough that they know it's a set collection game.
yeah, the fact that one of them reacts as like, I'm going to discard this one. The other one's is like, I'm going to fucking take that one. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know you could do that.
It's got like a
He's
got like a hand of like 22 tiles, but it's yeah, if I go get all of them here on a row.
It does feel very much how I felt when I've attempted to play Mahjong in the Like a Dragon games, where I look at the rules and I'm like, okay, I got the basic idea, and then I'm like, I don't know how you win at this game. I know the sort of to a degree. At the time I'd be like, if I was playing it again, I'd be back at square one again because
it's all about points, and like you can get your hand, but it's about you get your hand fastest and highest. So you want to go for something kind of in the middle, or something quick, or do you hold out for more? It's all you've got to be the flow of the game. It's all about points.
Or you could collect the 5 cardinal directions.
Yeah,
that would do it. That would do it. You gotta admit, he's got every direction covered.
And the middle.
Yep, that's the 5th one. That's the one they don't tell you about.
This is the beginning of the saga. This is the man who went on to conquer the underworld of all Japan.
Yes, that's the punchline that this is. This is the brightest brain in crime at this point in time. Yeah, man, I was just cackling all the way through this. I don't think you could write anything more my sense of humor.
It's just because how much fun gambling and by watching manga have I read, it's just like, it's just all hitting all these buttons for me. It's like, he's discarding a tile. A bold move, as expected.
It's just one of my favorite comedic types is the person who knows they're out of their depth, but is trying to bluff their way through, and then just have all 4 of them be that character.
Yeah,
You say I can't do it? Hola! I'll show you.
Yeah. Highly enjoyable. Another historical one next week, so I'll have to dig the wiki page on that historical figure out. Then we got Kowloon Generic Romance, episode 4. They cut to the chase pretty quickly, but yes, there are indeed 2 versions of some of these people wandering around.
Also, weirdness. There's very much so weirdness. It's not even like, because they say clones, and I was like, is it just straight clones? It's like, no, it is more complicated than clones.
There definitely 2 of you in the world, but once you walk into this area, this second Kowloon city, only one of you is allowed to exist at any given moment, because they do the whole experiment at the end.
Yeah, they do. So there's a couple of clues, I guess, with that. Obviously, the experiment being it's like we're going to test it on one of the Mahjong players. Coincidentally,
it's a killer game.
They'll bring I'm going to say real version of him because he's like, oh wow, this brings back memories. Walking into a Kowloon again because, as they point out, it was torn down in 92, 94.
The real one was torn down in 1994.
Yeah,
this is an illegal copy of Kowloon.
Yeah.
But we don't know who's made it because you might think it's our villain, but no, he is also investigating this mystery himself.
He's also in it, basically. Yeah. He doesn't know how it's working either.
We're dressed down in massively loud shirts and chinos and just kind of walk around here.
We're in disguise, and I was like, it's a pretty good disguise for them. Because we can't call him that anymore. We do get a name from the guy who works in the cafe. I can't.
Gwen. He was always called Gwen.
But I think this guy have a different
Gwen that we knew. This is a different Gwen.
He's still Gwen. Okay, so he's worried he's going to come across his doppelganger, the other version of him. But based on their experiments, it's like, no, that you're here means he's not here, so it won't happen. Because as soon as they bring at the end one of the old Mahjong players back into Kowloon, the one they literally have in front of them in his office disappears. So it's like interesting. That gets a lot of theory. So then we're kind of asking: is our main character is she the original version of her, and then the one that was living in Kowloon before was the doppelganger that got erased or something like that?
Yeah. Except they say, because they're talking about clones, which these clones are called zirconiums. And
false diamonds, essentially. Yeah.
Yes. And when Gwen points out that they've got the same beauty spot, and then Miyuki's like, well then that's not. She can't be a clone of Kujirai B because you wouldn't be able to clone beauty spots. Moles don't get cloned. So what is she? What's going on here? Is she B with somehow become younger and has got amnesia? And then you get the bombshell at the end that Kudo says that he killed the previous.
The reason she's no longer in this world is because, and as the other people kind of going, is like, it must have been a mistake, is the thing they keep saying.
I think so, because I don't think they realize at the estate agent there what effect it would have in the city, because he's like going on a computer and it's like, oh my god, a duplicate record of so and so like property in here. Do you want to like replace it? So I wonder if them actually doing that are they overwriting what was in there, or it throws up that warning once you do a search for a particular thing where a change occurs, and then it's like, we want to replace it with wherever it was before, wherever it's meant to be in this perfect nostalgic dimension that's been conjured up here.
Yeah, I would also explain why a lot of the old restaurants stick around, but like every time a new pop-up restaurant comes up, it often disappears because it's like it's resetting to default or something like that. They also mentioned the octahedron in the sky. I keep forgetting the fucking name of it.
Generic Terra.
Generic Terra. So because it's up like silhouetted with the moon kind of thing, and it's like, well, the moon reflects the sun's light is why that shines. It's like, I wonder what this thing reflects, and I was like, I feel like this might reflect nostalgia. It might be a reflection of these people reflecting them into this new Kowloon, that kind of thing. Like it's like a holographic projector projecting these doppelgangers into the place that resets as soon as the real person steps into the city.
Yeah,
something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, like Kujirai B in that flashback was like, oh, it's her, being cooed on, or like, this is like a fun date essentially. It was just like, well, didn't this get torn down? Yeah, the second card, see, well, it's beautiful, but it's just like people, they wanted it in their hearts and their memories so much that like it came into being, and like someone just like wanted to like assuage that need, so this place has come up, and they all just flocked to it because they need to satisfy that urge within themselves. It's like falling in love, wouldn't you say?
It's again that thing of nostalgia and memory and wanting to be in this perfect, even if manufactured time.
Doesn't Yao Mei mention that she's a clone?
Well, she's undergone extensive body modification. That's why she like empathizes with like this recording of one saying it's a fake diamond, but like looks pretty good. I mean, it's as good as a diamond. So why should like a fake be less beautiful than the real thing?
She's
literal, but it's after.
And she's also talking to our main character, kind of going, it's like, you should move out of that apartment. You should give up this one's life that you've been kind of like going through the numbers with, like just working through it, because that you're your own person. We've established that you have your own likes. This prior woman didn't like lemon chicken, that kind of thing. So you should become your own person. One's like, I feel like if I do that, I'm letting her die. And obviously overhearing this conversation is our main guy, who's kind of like, he's got feelings about it, because obviously I think he wants the woman he knows to resurge, but I don't think he thinks he can force it or something. Yeah, but apparently he murdered her, so I guess we have to figure out what the fuck that means. Yeah.
I think he's wondering, like, does the replacement version of this person, do they retain anything of the person that you used to be, or are they a soul or a thing? And he said, when he says, like, I did it, was an accident, I'm saying, was she in a room that he was at the computer and she just fucking like, replace record, and then she's gone?
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. No, it could be just I can't put a visual one metaphor, but this is very effective because obviously it's got me on the hook. But I think it is something else just like that where they're literally like reshaping it with their actions.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we've got. Of
Witch
course, because
Watch.
I've messed around with these things. I've yes, Witch Watch. Okay, I just need to remember to
Witch Watch, yes.
A thing that is not here because of my messing around with undoing and redoing things in this document. Yeah, Witch Watch. Kanshi Kazamatsuri, the Tengu, in which we get to meet the other. No,
Another one.
Pills are messing me up now. What are they called? Familiars. That's it.
Familiars, bodyguards. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this is a little more obvious than ogres are tiger familiars and bull familiars that have turned into people, had babies, and the babies became ogres. It's like, well, I'm just a crow. It's like, well, that's much simpler. So yeah, crows eventually became Tengu, and Tengu are related to witches familiar, so he's a familiar from. And I do like the way it's kind of presented as like, I'm her childhood friend, and it's like, no, this guy's also her childhood friend when she went away for a considerable amount of time, and seems to know a lot about her more recently, obviously. Yeah.
If anything, I'm closer to her, like, only to get like fucking all the fun credits here, like, you know. But I think Tengu's a bad rap. I mean, like, my dad's a proud Tengu, Ismi's a proud Tengu, but he says ogres ain't nothing but shit. It's all fucking just like they just get like an easy go of it in the media. You hear about this Demon Slayer comic and saying, well, those could have been Tengus, and I could have been our name up out there, but saying no. It's just a little lovely kind of shot of him, like his father is just like weeping, as like the bottle of sake is knocked over, and a stack of Demon Slayer comics is just like, no, why couldn't I us?
But also it's a shot of, is it the father or the grandfather? I can't remember. But yeah, a shot of him like staying up late at night reading every volume of Demon Slayer. It's just like, man, could have been Tengu. It could have been us. But it's very compelling, I will say.
And he's like, yeah, but Tengu are a type of demon. We also all this
Wrong
is
kind of
prompted
demon.
because Nico has cast a spell on his umbrella, and the umbrella is telling all the secrets.
Look at that! I think she could achieve all his game for his kind of stuff. It's a nice surprise at that. If I was like, we're going against City Voice, who's got this. Oh yes, they got him.
And
anyway, yes,
revealing that he is here for legitimate reasons, but also because gambling is the other reason he's here.
Once Nico's out of the room, though, he's got another prophecy that he passes on to Moe, which says, enemy in school. And I was like,
Yes.
Yes, this has
that is correct.
This has a different meaning for those people who've read much further into the comic than you might expect the meaning to mean. By the end of this series, I was like, okay, it's pretty clever writing. I mean, I like the series, but even cleverer writing than I was even giving it credit for.
You kind of forget that it's a very well constructed, because obviously, like you're saying, it's very constructed so that it'll work out 3 comics per episode, and we'll introduce this character, 3 comics about this character, and it's just like, oh, it actually paced itself really well. And obviously the laying it down, and the reason you laying down the long plot lines and prophecies and shit like that, you forget it's clever because the jokes are clever. So you're like, funny comic. It's like you're not really thinking about how smartly it's written.
Distract you for a long while for saying Nico and Khan start a YouTube channel. It's just like, oh, there's just bullshit like that. And then eventually, remember all that? Like, you know, the person you met who you helped out, they are actually integral now to this plot. And like, just with the one-off person you met and did a spell for it. With the hilarious circumstances, they're actually going to keep player overall by working from behind.
It's fascinating as well because it's just like, and the jokes are very good because like they're well written and everything, but you forget it's just a really well constructed thing top to bottom.
Anyway, she's found a smock that her mum had sent. She put it on to impress Boy, but oh my goodness, someone's cast a spell on it and it's come alive and it's flown out the window with her.
The worst part being the eyeballs.
Be the boobs? Yeah. Why did I be there?
The freaking what's the thing with the giant scissors? Come on,
kill
trigger.
the kill.
The kill type situation. It's like,
Yeah.
nope, don't put him there. But it can constrict, and obviously it's currently on the person they're trying to protect, so that would be bad. So it flies off with her. It's just her flying through the sky in her dress kind of thing. So the guys have to team up, basically.
And the
Yeah.
guys include the umbrella in this case.
Yeah!
Not the crows in the area. They can do reconnaissance. It's fun.
They do, because we gotta keep track of this.
Get Brilly up and saying, "Okay, boy, you know what this do? You gotta use me. You gotta use me to fly." Use that kind of a Tengu fan. Create some strong wind and fly up. Punch that possessed dress right in the mouth.
Very
in the
teenage cartoon shenanigans of he has to punch her clothes off, but it's like, I'm gonna punch it, and he's like, I'm gonna harden really hard, so I'm not gonna feel it. And he's like, good, because I'm only trying to injure you, not the person I'm punching. Smashes the smock to smithereens. A lot of alliteration there. But yeah, he gives her his shirt after, but it's just for the teenage romantic shenanigans. It doesn't really lewdly focus on it. It's more the comedic thing of it.
This felt in my mind when I was reading before. I took the last vestige of like wasn't too much of like the Ma, you've seen me in a state of undress.
Yeah.
It was doing that for like it would come in for like dribs and drabs, and there's this like kind of last like vestige of that, and it actually becomes. Yes. I wouldn't say more chaste, but I guess more kind of equal in how it humiliates people.
We'll soon move on to the real eroticism of Witch Watch, which is the lap, the human lap. The most erotic
what about the lap
of
the lap of a woman that is like she's got a little bit of weight on, just like a little bit.
I don't think we're going
to make it a soft lap. I know, but that's the most horny part of this thing that'll get to, and they make sure that woman is an adult, so it's perfectly alright to be horny about her lap. That sounds weirder than it is, but you get what I mean. Yeah.
There is still some more silliness in this episode because Moi and Kan are not getting on. So Nico casts a spell, Friend Deal, that causes friendship to blossom when you eat something, and then when the next person eats it, then they'll have friendship towards that person.
I think it's you have to offer the stuff to them. And if you give it to them and then they eat it, then they like you. That's how it works.
It's just literally in the order you eat.
It's in the order. Okay, it is the order.
Yeah,
all right.
So the first person will like the second person when they eat the food, because then that becomes this massive chain by the end where everyone's got their arms on each other's shoulders and the last person's a dog.
Dear.
Because basically the character development at the end of it is that it establishes that Kan gets along with people a lot better than Moi. It's like he went for a 2-hour walk and he's befriended everybody in the neighborhood in the time.
Everyone knows him by name, and it's like, yeah, I'll help you out with your groceries, old lady. Hey, that's the guy whose kids I play with and minded for him. It's like, oh, thanks, Kan, you helped me out there. It's like, yeah, no problem. You got another bill, Kan. It's like, okay, Mr. Postman, no problem. I'll take care of that.
There's a mean game of Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
Yeah.
So for your more introverted boys like Moi, it's like just the thing. It's like every young lad loves some Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like, yeah, break them out. It's time to duel.
So yeah, again, it's not made him look super cool, but it has made him look like, oh, he's nice, he's a good boy, and it's going to increasingly make him look like a fucking idiot. The butt of the joke, and it's going to be funny when it does. So
yes.
Yeah.
Then the thing which I'd lost in my rearranging of this document, One Piece episode 1127, Luffy versus Kizaru, a fierce kaleidoscopic battle. Possibly the most accurate title a One Piece episode has had, and that's including the ones which just tell you the plot of the episode in the title.
Very spinny, all right.
It is. It's there's
especially in that back end there.
Yeah, there's like 3 bits of action. We get Body versus the Marines, which is probably the best action Body's had.
And it again, like, you always understand that Bonnie's power is very good, because what the fuck do you do against that? The answer is turn into a baby or an infirm old person. Like, either either end of the spectrum is the thing she's going to do to you, and there's nothing you can do after that. Like even seeing the Marines, like as an old man, like walking cane with his gun.
Even then, most of doing that, she's just like going to town on these dudes with the Kali sticks, just like and then maybe occasionally going to like rust through your saber by aging it like 100 years at once, and then it snaps off, and then going to town.
A guy gets her into like a body kind of lock so the other guys can get her, and she just shrinks to a small child, so he's not holding her anymore. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a very good power for getting out of dodge anyway. But
it goes they kind of like next story up. Then it goes like, oh, here's like Zoro versus Lucci. For one scene, Lucci, you don't even get the captain now. You gotta do it the first mate, so you gotta go through him first. And that's
to be fair, Zoro is one of the highest bounty guys, so like it's still a fair threat. But it's the thing about the fight, and it is a good one. It's very grounded, for lack of a better term, because they're both using like magical hardening abilities essentially. And one guy's a leopard man, but it's very sensible in that you can see the trading blow for blows, like, and it's him running through the jungle like a jaguar kind of thing. And I'm just like, yeah, all this is very it's obvious and it works.
They hold off the sort of superpower auras that occasionally they give people who are just using hacky attacks in this, because they need to make sure that the surrealism is saved for the guy who can turn himself into a laser and the guy who turns himself into a cartoon.
Because they've done that with even Zoro in prior episodes, like where he's fighting Killer, where essentially he turns into a laser visually, like not actually. But this is like the guys who's literally made of laser and literally is a cartoon. So
it's a performable object.
And your man's reaction, or like Kizaru's like non-reactions, are fucking wonderful as well.
He's been lobbed. He's like flying like meters per second. He's just like spinning and saying, "Well, this is a real pickle." He's gliding over the ocean. Oh, look at this one.
That is really what sells it. Is just having that additional thing of the voice performance. It's because he's like, it's just so deadpan to the strangest things happening to him.
Him being straight man to Luffy's wildest fuckingness, and even his own powers are pretty fucking wild because he's making, I was gonna say shadow clones, laser clones of himself, and that kind of thing. But they're not just holograms, because at one stage he gets thrown and they form like a human chain to swing him back.
He's like that dude from like I always remember him using in the Superman animated series. Like he's like, you can control light and make it solid. It's just like
Dr. Light.
That. Wasn't Dr. Light? It was a different dude. But I guess we're ripping him off. But, it's like you can do a lot into light. If you make it solid, like into a dude or into a laser, because that's what Kizaru is. He is solid light when you get down to it. That's a lot of fun stuff. But also fighting dirty, fun saying. All those like clones of me you deflected, and then they all turned to laser balls, flew off into the horizon. It was all the smoke screen. In one sense of the word.
Whoa. I think this is the first. What's up?
Nothing. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think this was the first time in One Piece I've seen them actually get in a fight that is a big smoke cloud, and like there's fists and bodies like flying out of it, like not in a representative kind of sense, in a literal sense. They are fighting in a cloud, and there's just like fists and dudes flying in and out of it, which I thought was fun. It was like, that's not like a cartoon representation of a scuffle. It's actually what we're literally seeing.
Yes.
It's an interesting way of doing it. Yeah.
It's not like the camera, I suppose, is kind of locked in, and the background is just like spinning around it, and it's kind of like in the middle of a tornado, like for part of it, or feels like it anyway.
The other thing I meant to mention, you on the camera movement, you reminded me, with the Zoro fight, it's like, they're fighting in a jungle, they're fighting in like trees and on the ground. It's very like understandable. The camera's at a level that makes sense for a camera to be at. Whereas this one is in the sky, spinning around, and there's like giant letters built into the sky of this particular island, that kind of thing, and it's surreal. It enhances that surrealness of it. It's very good.
Yeah, and also Miyu Tanaka as Luffy in this form is demented. It's just the constant giggling combined with the cartoon sound effects, which only occur when Gear 5 is in action. It's not like these cartoon sound effects are used elsewhere in this cartoon. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then the other main plot is Vegapunk trying to get down to rescue Bonnie with Frankie and Sanji. And
Atlas,
and Atlas, and then they restore the pacifistas under the good guys' control. And now the Marines are in even more trouble because their robot weapons are now turned against them.
All the cyborg Terminator type dudes are like currently about to shoot lasers, and it's just like, hey, we're overriding that command, attack all Marines, and the Marines are just like, oh no, and like there's a lot of dead Marines in that thing because the laser mouth gets turned towards them, kind of thing. Yeah,
and then the to be continued is over Saturn's eyes as he's like, oh, guess I got to do something next episode. And we're tune in next episode as well, because next episode is also fantastically animated, possibly even better than this episode.
They can't keep getting away with it.
I was a little worried because I've been dipping in when it came back, and then like the first few episodes, I'm like, have people moved on because they weren't doing this for 6 months and they've all found different jobs, and then these last 2 weeks, I was like, oh no, here they are, they're working on this. Making
just
sure
get
this
in shape.
Yeah. Then we've got Go Loser Ranger, episode 15, Lost Memories, in which we've already lost Angel, and then we discover that the principal of this fake school is one of the missing Green Rangers, and he's stolen one of the duplicate artifacts off and presumably murdered.
A different ranger who was like also. It was like a mission to investigate the school like a few years ago, and none of them came back.
It's like, the other Green Ranger, she was our second in command Green Ranger's rival. Basically, she always considered her better than her, or that her artifact was better, because it's pretty good. You could just make infinite pylons of walls. You can do pretty well with that, and it's like you can eat through that, but I can make infinite pylons of walls. So it's a better one than hers, and so she's initially like, oh, I can't, like, because the thing we're kind of the side story we're getting of your man saying that she's the most like emotional. Maybe not emotional, but she's not the softest, the kindest of the Green Rangers, which she hasn't shown us so far. But when she sees this guy here and he's playing up, it's like, oh, thank God you found me. I've been trapped in this school for so long. My memories are trapped. And it's just like, he's just faking it. He is just faking it. And so she gets in a bit of a fight with him, knocks him out the window, and has him dead to fucking rights. But someone looks out the window and is like, killing the student, stabbing the student, the principal, that's against the school rules, and Dave resets. And it's like, God fucking damn it. And he's in the office going like, okay, I'm not dead. Okay.
Lucky I put that student there.
Yes, because
I have so few of them.
There's been a thing with the school rule book earlier, which is establishing that somebody, it's not the same day every day. Someone is making minor adjustments.
Because when they're found at the start of the episode on the roof, and it's like, yes, being on the roof is breaking the school rule. It's like, no, I looked it up. It's not against it. Wait, it's a new rule at the end now. Okay,
just like school though, it's only a problem if you get caught. So.
And it's a good thing our boy is bad at school because
he kicks in like a vending machine, breaks it, but they cancel out, but they don't get sent back to the morning for and saying, there's no one around to see it.
No one turned and said, you're breaking the school rules.
That's a rule violation.
As with all laws, if you can get away with it, it's legal.
So then Shinoi's like, now it's time to break out my tools of my trade. And he's got this little surveillance gecko. I can't remember what the ridiculous name of it is, which D goes like
Greed Eye,
and then he like
which has like the fucking the what's that one Diegetic text.
Oh,
diegetic text.
Yes, and he pushes it towards D when he asks him when he
What?
doesn't believe the name.
Yeah.
So he's going to use this to figure out what's going on with the principal. And I assume also he's going to have ended up seeing what happens in the second half of the episode, where D drops the disguise and gets into a fight with the teacher, who we learn is a soldier, and he's on board. He's not being controlled. He's like trying to protect the youth by dragging them into this recurring idealistic version of school.
Stop the killing.
It's of his opinion that everyone here hasn't been abducted or absconded or anything. They're all here because they want to live an idyllic school life. And it's like, I came back from the war, man. I've seen some shit. This is better. This fucking fantasy we're living in is better than reality.
Don't you love his equipment of like the Giants set square set
protectors and shit? Yeah.
That's not the fun. That's the big compass fun. Say, yeah, I was always doing that, fiddling around with this with fun. So it's going like, my mother was huge.
It feels like that's also nostalgic with the chalkboard compass as a sword.
But
so
like realizing that every time I hit D, like he's a duster, so it's just like he just reforms, and it's like, what if I put a big pile of shit on you? And it's just like D's like, I'm incredibly weak, don't fucking do that. And it's like, I'm also confiscating your sword. That's against the school rules. I'm gonna keep that in my pocket.
Yes, because they need to exclude him because he's never going to fall under the spell. Because we've now seen after she fails to kill the principal, that she's struggling to resist the lure of the school.
Kenan's falling under it, all right.
People who've been to school can feel this nostalgia and get trapped in it, whereas D cannot because he's never been to school. He's an alien from another world. So
he's been sent now outside of the fun time loop now. Once he's in the run down school, it's like, all right, how do I help him out from here?
This happens after the boss monster appears. He's like a snake wearing a tracksuit.
It was the old PE teacher all along.
Yes. And so now he's stuck, and then we zoom across to the other plot, where some children are enjoying a day out at the zoo, except one child is very concerned because that monster over there has eaten Mr. Elephant.
It's going to eat you.
Yes.
It's like calling all rangers. There's been an emergency at the zoo. There's a boss monster at the zoo, and meanwhile, there's a Red Appreciation Day symposium.
This fucking ranger communicator on silent, just like out on a table, while he's like, next to a stack of autographs. That's what I'm saying. Here's why I'm so great, and I will vow to protect you all from monsters and for justice and shit.
Just in case you forget, fuck the Rangers. They all fucking like the top level at least suck incredibly, especially the red one. He's the worst.
Yes, I do wonder whether one of the other top level ones is going to swoop in at the start of the next episode and save that child and the teacher from being consumed by the giant monster.
If they do, they seem like more on the chop, like Old Blue was. It is very funny to me that the still image for this, when you pick it on fucking Disney Plus, it's the Blue Ranger being stabbed through the neck. It's not the still image that it has for it. Too soon, guys. Too soon.
It's probably a dream sequence.
Yeah, I like this story a lot. It's obviously distinctly different from the previous arc.
I think it's going on at a better clip because, like, a lot of the memory I had of this was less of like the fucking intrigue and the rot at the heart of like superhero.
It was the car park dragging on.
A bunch of fucking guys in a multi-story car park just fucking it out again and again. So,
to the point where I thought that last season went on twice as many episodes than it actually did.
Yeah. Because it felt like it. It was good, but it definitely dragged.
Yeah, it's not having to handle as many characters in one go here as well.
That's probably helping as well. Yeah.
I know. That's just fun. Like, we have I guess they filtered out all of the ones who didn't pass the exam, except the ones we did like, who brought back in. I just saw last week from a different role. He'll pop up again. The ones we like will keep on, but this again is. I have a kind of indulged like a tokusatsu style, like a two-parter, or in this case a three-parter kind of like arc. We're like, we got to figure out like how this mystery of why his kids are disappearing. And maybe not this one, but like we can kind of say like, okay, at some stage, we'll get to the bit where like it's go on so long, and then we gotta bring in that big robot we see in the opening credit sequence.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that's in the next arc. That big robot. If it
is they're hinting at that far ahead. Okay.
If it's not just a metaphor, I think the thing it's fighting is from the next arc.
Okay.
Because it definitely doesn't look like the monster we're seeing here. Because it's not a snake man in a tracksuit for a start. Then tell me all about Sword of the Demon Hunter, episode 5. Episode 5.
We're still in 1853.
Time is moving on. Our main guy is developing as a character because now he's being quizzed by everyone in the soba shop. It's like, hey, tell me about this flower. He's like, oh, I've learned about this one, and she's like, very good. He's taking interests outside of demon hunting.
Yeah, it's just and then of course like the kind of maybe the one thing is like having like a little kind of shared hobby with it's like it'll factor into the very mystery he's trying to solve. If it can be called a mystery, there's this dude, Miura, he's a samurai, and he's going around town asking, have you seen my brother? Have you seen my brother? Everyone's saying, Miura, we know you're from a very famous family. You're the sole heir to the samurai fortune of it. You have no older brother.
We know you don't have an older brother. And he's like, what? I fucking remember one. So he's going around town asking about, does anyone remember my older brotber? That kind of thing. And the soba shop guys are like, oh, we know a guy who deals with weird fucking shit because he's a regular. He's the only other regular here, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So they go to fucking Ginya phone saying, dude, like demons only. Phone saying, come on, demons only, come on. Yeah, all right, I'll do it.
I do investigate weird shit to Yi, but it is demons only. So hopefully this turns out to be a demon. Otherwise, I'm wasting my fucking time. But I'll help you guys out. You guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Is it also like he just bumps into Natsu again at the mochi shop and saying, oh, so I guess you do like enjoying yourself on a nice street and saying, yeah, man, it just takes me back to a more innocent time, I suppose.
Like, we know where the story is kind of going, and we know where the fuck it started in terms of how dark it was, but it's also playing up that, I guess, love triangle between him and the two young ones, because the dad in the soba shop's like, he's fucking calling her Ting Chan now. It's like, you got to get in there if you want to get him married, that kind of thing.
It's not even that before we're dropping on him if not a girl and saying, sure, you know me since I was only like a simple girl, sure, like, and it's all that big different problem for me. Like, when we're like, we just call me Natsu, even just dropped on him every phone and saying, all right.
Yeah. It's the idea that it's not he's in the triangle, but I don't think he has any interest. But these two girls do, or at least one of the girls and the dad of the other girl.
Yeah, well, like he's growing as well, like a sense of humor because, like one saying, well, there aren't many like women who want to settle down with a wandering samurai who like defeats monsters for a living, and then it's like he goes to meet Miura, like I'll go talk somewhere quiet. I've heard about your problem. I want to help you out with it. Just goes seems like they've gone somewhere like kind of very seedy, like red lamps up, and saying, no, just went to the soba shop like after hours, and saying, why'd you come here? Well, like, I thought I'd go somewhere wouldn't be any customers and nobody would be around. It's just like, oh man, you're gonna be so harsh at that. It's just like, he's just trying to review, this is good for him. He's actually trying to just give me a little bit of urban there.
Yeah. It's interesting to kind of see that slow growth as he's building this kind of slow community around himself. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was sort of like trying to think as well, like this is like based on a book, so there's this ongoing thing that goes down through the years. Like it's like what we see each little arc here is like a chapter of itself. It's like it's just like it's latest case and it takes you all through it. Then once like Natsu comes in and saying, oh sure, we're familiar with each other now. And I wonder too if like Miura going off about like say it's a neat sword they got there, like. Oh, I come from like a village, where we kind of make swords. And I had like a job, let's say, where I used my phone saying, "Oh, you're from Kowloon village, you got a guy to do this immediately." And it's like, very sorry about that. I got a few hobbies. I just like like look.
I'm a sword
like swords
otaku.
and trying to find my brothers. My only two hobbies. So if you forgive me.
And like you might kind of saying he'll help him out. It's like, it's a weird problem, but I'll see if I can do anything about it, because he's even getting shit from his mom. It's just like, come on, you need to like serve the the Lord rather than going around looking for this brother you think you have that you don't. And it's just like, I'll do that as soon as I'm finished. So he's very singularly focused on it. It's an interesting one, and it's more like a more chill kind of episode.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
something troublesome about what Miura says is like, how does it come up with like, it's all with like these flowers, and they were like yellow flowers with a white center. It's just like the engineers go like, oh, those are daffodils, aren't they? He asks like,
Yeah.
Ofu, the waitress, is fun saying, I hope they aren't daffodils, because it's bookended as well. We got the very start of it too. You saw like this little child like kind of bouncing a ball, and it's like it's just like reciting a rhyme at that. Then you get at the end, it's just like, it's just like, here's some people. It's a very idyllic scene on the back porch of a Japanese house, and this child's bouncing the ball by citing a nursery rhyme. And it's just like, it's got some like threatening, this kind of layered menace to like the words of it, and it says, has his brother been like spirited away or something into this realm or something by a demon, perhaps?
Yeah, there's something in the lyrics of the nursery rhyme that's like, mother and father can't see you anymore, they're gone, that kind of thing. And we see that in the end bit where the kids' parents seem to like fade from fucking view, and it's like, okay, something's ceasing things to exist to some extent. Yeah.
Because it's affecting like everybody all at once. Even people who like have known this dude for years and said, "You never had a brother, dude. What are you talking about?" So yeah, some weird stuff going on here. It's like, it could be like Kowloon generic romance in miniature that's happening right there.
Yeah.
Right, then we've got the My Hero Academia Vigilantes, episode 4, Top Runner.
It's I kind of like how with this thing that they kind of break them down into like they can be connected, but they're usually like two little stories like within the episode.
An A plot and a B plot, yeah. It works.
I suppose one of them like always have a little of a continuation on it, but it's more so like Hachisuke, the Hornet girl. This is going off like causing more trouble. She's been in contact with her like with her handler, with her contact, and it's just like, if you know your voice actors, you know precisely who that is.
He's doing like a different inflection of it, but it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. It's Blackbeard. Yeah. Of course.
I like that they're just not pretending. It's the similar situation Orb was in. It's like, either put on a fake voice as a way of hiding it, or you just get the voice actor in, and you're like, okay, it's now.
And people who know. So yeah.
Yeah, it now becomes like a grey bit of foreshadowing if you know the voice now. Of like, okay, this is bigger than it seems, because now we know who she's working for.
Yeah, but I do like the way it's him handling it in a different way, because the way he talks there is like a employer-employee type situation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where she's like, should I fucking take out these vigilantes? They keep fucking taking out the pop-up villains, and he's like, no. This is good, because this way we get like the fighting data back without actually having to involve the cops or heroes. So that's actually better for us. Leave them be. Let them take out the random goons we're making, because we're gathering data on how these fucking quirks interact, how they go, like they're gathering data on it, basically. Yeah. And he does say, you do have a limited supply of this drug, so don't go crazy on it. So she immediately injects like a guy already on some kind of drugs with 3 syringes at once. Yeah.
And meanwhile, Knuckle Duster's trying to train Koichi how to fight, and it's not going all that well.
Well, Knuckle Duster seems a bit off. It's just like something bothering him. Is he taking it out on Koichi? Like, what's in his head? You kind of wonder,
like when he does like hit him on the nut, like at one point where Koichi has the pads, like I was like, all right, you take the pads and I'll do the punch, and Koichi's like just backing off just from the sheer force of punches, and he takes one to the head, and Knuckle Duster's like, oh fuck, sorry dude, and everyone's like, could you not fucking hold back a bit? It's like, no, he always holds back his entirely killing intent, even when he's fighting dudes in the street. But you're saying he does have killing intent. It's like, yeah, like a little, like it's fine. He holds back, so
yeah.
He hasn't killed anyone yet, is the important thing.
Koin gives the what's the drug called again? Trigger, that's it.
Trigger,
to
yeah, because it
a
triggers
guy who's already an addict. He takes 3 of them at the once. Well, unwillingly, she forces him
jams
to
him in
take
there.
3 of them at once.
Yeah.
And he turns into a big old muscular guy, and now Knuckle Duster can finally let loose. Here's a guy who can take his punches.
Yeah, he looks kind of like remember the Rick Jones Hulk, like the long-haired one?
Yeah, and his
Yeah.
powers are kind of a bit Sebastian Shaw.
Yes, but
where
except Shaw doesn't do the release though, does he?
No, he doesn't. There was
Yeah.
there was a thing in a
Oh,
recent
strong guy
comic.
can do that. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was not. It was a guy who they thought was Sebastian Shaw in a recent X-Men comic, but it was somebody else. But they were behaving like this guy was.
So he's absorbing energy and like putting it all into his fist to do like a big, powerful hit. But he's also a giant, big, strong man in general. And Knuckle Duster is delighted because it's like, I'm sick of fighting all these punks and like regular street level things. It's like, it's nice to fight a villain. Like this guy's got straight up villain fucking vibes. He's great. Yeah.
You can take it, you know.
Yes.
The quick punches are dangerous because they get going around them. But he's doing that big one. We charges it all up. It's going whammo. Just fucking get him right in the jaw and knock him out.
And when he's charging up the big one, he's going all in on that hit because he's focusing all his power energy on that one fist. And it's like, well, then he's telegraphing it like a fucking mile away, so I can just cross counter that kind of thing. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah. And that's what was bothering him for saying, man, if I still got one, saying, no, I still got, I fucking knocked out that bitch. Hey, Kamushi, come on, put him up. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to hit you. That's all that was on his mind. He's like,
he's like, am I past it? It's like, no, I kicked the shit out of that guy. I feel great about it. My crisis of confidence is over.
Meanwhile, Koichi has caught the eye of a prospective employer, but also one of his one of the heroes he's admired via trading cards and merchandise and such.
Did he meet him jogging before Captain America or after Captain America, where he meets the Falcon jogging?
I had to check the publication date.
I'd have to check it now because I'm surprised more heroes don't meet jogging because they all stay pretty fit. So like it's good calisthenics, you know.
I think it's after.
Okay. It's still a good bit because it's the difference of instead of jogging around like a nice fucking lake or whatever in that film because you got to be filmatic and shit. They're just jogging around the neighborhood. Just taking it easy, but it's the fact that Koichi's like, I gotta overtake this guy. I'm gonna just slide and glide a little ahead of him. But the guy's like, oh, a competition, so he's catching up with him. Oh, would you believe it's Ingenium, the super speed knight hero? Like Ingenium, he's definitely down the line because apparently it's in the family of having fucking jets coming out of your body at some point. He's got him in the elbows.
Yeah, I like the little.
And this illusory gets sliced up later in the main comic.
But see, this bit and then the next episode is going to make you go like, that's why you can't like that fucking anti-hero because fuck him. Ingenium's cool. He's a really nice guy.
Well, yes, he's a nice guy, but they do make the point at the end of like how for all the money he's spending and all the additional crew he's got, he can't actually fight crime on this block as well as these 3 people, one of who is not involved in actually fighting the crime, she assures us.
But that's but the thing about it is, sorry,
go on.
No, after you.
No, go on then, please.
Okay. The thing was, but he recognizes that, and when he initially gives him his business card, going like, yeah, you got the Moxie. You could. I know you don't have to go through hero school. You can actually do an internship, like because you're going to college right now. That's perfectly fine. But he's like, can I have the business card back? Because you already have a calling, and I feel like I've insulted you by saying join my official hero fucking thing. It's like he sees the vigilante justice, he sees the work they're doing, and he's like, yeah, fucking clap, good job. Like he appreciates that. It's like you're doing the shit I can't fucking do, and he appreciates that in them. That's the way it comes across to me, anyway.
It's a touch of that. I think that also is good. This guy in a way from the PR thing because he is like, I am like, the clean cut all Japanese boy, I have this whole team of experts and mechanics and like backup units, all this corporate like money behind me as well. He's a very kind of corporate superhero thing and saying we're doing this out of the good of our own pocket, you know, and it just feels like very like self-congratulatory. And then they get shown up by like two dudes like wearing fucking biker leathers. This dude, their standard thing of like okay, you stand behind him and you'll fall over backwards if you not punch him. That's worked like 2 times now against like 2 like villain like outbreaks and fucking just take him up.
Yeah. And we should say the only thing this villain appears to be doing is speeding.
He's running dangerously. Like it's a like it looks super cool. Like it looks really fucking class as a chase and everything. But it's basically like he's running like at superhuman speeds down the fucking highway, and that's dangerous for traffic. Don't fucking do that.
It is.
That's the crime.
But when you take it as the concept of he's speeding, it does feel overkill to have the extent of what they.
Well, they have to shut, but they have to shut down the freeway because like if like he runs into a car runs into him, it's going to be a massive fucking problem. So they have to clear it every fucking time. And it's costing a lot of money, so they get the official fucking heroes on it to stop it. And this is a problem they can't solve because of the small nature of this neighborhood. Like just chasing a guy around a very small area isn't exactly what they're equipped to do. They're equipped to take big problems, not small ones.
But it also illustrates that the disconnect. It's the disconnect between like, you know, we are fucking heroes like or vigilantes who work this area, work these streets. We know these people. We are these people, and you can't just fun jump in Superman and just like, you know, stop each mugger and then like, you know, have a whole press conference and the fun thing all attaboys all around. It's like you don't get it. You can't just kind of come in here with your methods. It isn't going to work. And also this again, it's just like there's just a little bit here, and it'll like max out when they get like the superhero who gets transferred to the Japanese branch later on in the story. It's just like a little bit of like, you know. It's a little bit of fucking like condescension here about like fun saying, well, I think we know how to fight crime like a little bit better than you do, person who lives here and has to live in this every day. Thank you very much. It's just and it's like, you know, again needling a little bit at the superhero society and a good deal more than fucking main comic does.
Yeah, I think it does. It straddles like a really nice line with that because like in the prior episode where we see the heroes show up and take care of like a big thing of pop-up villains, they take care of it like that. It's just like, oh, they're really good at stopping that thing, but they haven't caught the drug peddling that caused the situation in the first place. You have to have the guys on the ground actually solving the long-term problem, not the reactionary heroes, the proactive heroes, which is the thing they're trying to do. But I'm not trying to defend them too much, but I do like that Ingenium recognizes that he can't do that and apologizes, going like, I was being condescending. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you definitely are supposed to like him, particularly with the the fun stuff with his like the flashback to his brother not being able to turn yet to just stop
because he thinks
cool.
Koichi's power is cool because Koichi can just like, oh, you can go every direction. It's like, oh yeah, but I have trouble braking. It's like, couldn't you just reverse your power instead of braking? And Koichi's like, holy shit,
this is like a game changer.
It's a game changer.
Yes, in an instant, this guy who he's met once has told him how to use his power better than 4 episodes of training with Knuckle Duster.
Because Knuckle Duster's like, just punch him on the nose. They hate that. It's just like, whereas this guy is using his professional hero.
So is my father. So
yes,
yeah, and he's using professional hero stuff to go like, here's how you'd work through that kind of thing, and he wants to help him. And he's like, that's a really good power because my brother can't turn for shit. He's like a robot. It's like again, we see the little kid version of a character who's supposed to be important in the comic and went into obscurity essentially as the comic went on.
He gets more than most people does.
He gets better than moments.
He gets a couple, but like he seemed to be like one of the main quadrant.
Gave him a chance to avenge his brother. Least, so you gotta give him that one.
But yeah, it's a delicate balance he's got to play because he's got to play this guy as likable, but also have you see why Stain will have killed him in the future.
Yeah, and not justifiedly, but like to go like, like you see the kind of corporate fucking thing Stain was working against.
Well, Stain was about like, you know, it's about destroying symbols. So
yes.
All Might has already like, you know, been targeted. He's already kind of like waiting for us. But like, if I can't get at him, who am I throwing? Because he'd fucking kill me. I'll just like go after who else is what I think is wrong. Actually, for All Might was actually his thing, and he's like, you know, All Might was just like
a good example.
Just keep it decisive. Something would happen. And was like, you know, these guys are shoring up this facade, this illusion that really disgusts me.
Because Stain is one of the better ideas in the main comic because it gets a bit more time given to the idea, and he has to be the guy he has to be a villain to the heroes. But you have to see enough of his point of view to go, oh, the villains who are misinterpreting Stain's point of view are in the wrong, and then for him to have his momentary babyface turn at the end of the series that obviously you're expecting from how things are left at the end of his arc.
But the problem with the main My Hero Academia again is Stain is kind of like, Stain was right. Like I assume someone made a Magneto was right type shirt with Stain was right kind of fucking thing. But in this in Vigilantes, it shows it a lot better. Of he's right in one regard, he's going about it wrong. Like, and what he's doing is wrong. And this show is going to show that better. Like again, why Stain went after this guy, why he's a target, why he needs to be taken down. But it's like. But he's all right. Like there was no need to cut his fucking arms off, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance because Stain was a character who had to be delicately balanced in the first place, which I think that is one thing the original series did well. It just then took on too many ideas at the end of the series. They haven't really balanced.
I think this like Vigilantes, it has like necessarily, I suppose, like edge to it. Not like edgy as in like my family just scared me, my whole spine was burned with fire. No, it's more like there's like the crimes like like that are affecting real people every day. It's just like we see like the drug dealing and addiction going on here. See, like a Hatchescape using like there's quite like a whole thing for like teenage solicitation going on with it, which is using to find suitable marks and go on like the paid dates with like the business guys and just do it. And she's like there's crime in there. It's like, also like leveraging it towards make even bigger crime.
Because when she says to the guy, it's like, "Oh, you're pretty buff, mister," which is like a standard like teenage soliciting kind of like pickup kind of thing and make him feel good about himself. She's like, "Oh, those will turn into super muscles as soon as I inject you full of fucking drugs." So that's gonna work out good for me. It takes on like a sinister edge to it, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's and again that street level thing, just maintaining like this very limited neighborhood. It really does a lot of favors for world building that My Hero Academia doesn't do, because it's so much larger. Like I feel like he really wanted it to be like, here's My Hero Academia, here's another fucking spin-off series, here's a spin-off series, that kind of thing.
Academia Force.
But Vigilantes is a very like contained thing. But I think it's just Vigilantes, main My Hero Academia, and the shorts I think are the only actual spin-offs. And the shorts are just like, here's the stories for like little kids that don't not really plot relevant or anything.
There's the other comic is there's the ones where they're just like on various school things that I've never read.
They're in normal school. It's a fun thing. Cool. I want to watch the superhero teams in the superhero school go to a normal school. That's that's what I fucking want to see.
Then on to Mobile Suit Gundam, GQuuuuuX, episode 4. The Witch's War. What if there was a nice mum, but she was hell-bent on vengeance against Shah Aznavour?
Man, the Pokemon character designer was like doing heavy lifting here. It's just like, this character is kind of adorable, but she's just nihilistic and just consumed with hatred.
it's such a nice contrast and stuff, because it shows like this is a decent person fucking fucked up by war, and Char specifically, but like in general, like all these fucking events like make this objectively good person who, as one character literally points out, has a family, but she's still willing to go to these like lengths for revenge. Yeah,
I think the design is supposed to make you think of Mirai Noah, if you know that character from the original series.
Yeah, very much.
Who I think when you watch the original series, you're like, oh no, she's like one of the nicest, best people in this show, and then she unceremoniously gets killed off screen during Shell's counterattack.
Nice things, yeah.
If I remember correctly.
I will say actually the opening Mav battle, sorry, not Mav battle, a clan battle in this. I was wearing this one headphones. I can be watching this show with headphones from now on. The like surround sound of both the music and the sound effects is so fucking good. Like things moving from right to left, and just like it kind of it's disorientating in the way that the space fights actually look. It was so well put together. Like I watched that bit like several times, and then it happens later in the thing. That there's great music later in the show in the action bits as well. Really nice.
Lieutenant Bull, every kind of like act on having our weapons that to be like live streamed to us and stuff and ones. I just watching these for fun and saying, I'm just gathering intelligence. It's pretty good.
Like he's watching it. He's watching again. It's the old fashioned like Gundam technology, but he is watching it on his iPhone or whatever the fuck, And it's just like he's also subscribed to that on YouTube. That it's that kind of thing. It's really fun.
It's good to see our robots kick ass. Whoever's driving them, it's good for me. It does my heart a lot of good,
Well, yeah, his plan seems to be, we'll get the robots back, and we'll also get the pilots back, and that'll be great. It was just like having my old friend back, and they're going, is it dangerous to have two things with Psychoma units together? They might cause another disaster.
It'll
be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just get them together. It'll be fine. And we also learned from a little bit of dialogue from the guys on the ground who were like, why is their horse ship still here? That it's the...
we gave them their guy back. Why didn't they fuck off?
That there is some sort of ongoing inter-family squabble between the Zabis that we have not been seen yet.
Yep, because most of you wouldn't have survived to this point, so now you gotta fucking deal with your shit. Oh man.
Yeah, and so and Ice Mum, they brought in a scientist character from the original series to do up their robots. And she gets killed for her worries because she thinks that's Shah in the red Gundam, and it's not. It's a kid. But
it's Shuji.
It probably is Shah in the Gundam though, because it seems to think that Gundam talks to him.
Did the Gundam tell you to kill her, even though this is like it doesn't? It can be like a non-lethal sport. Did the Gundam tell you to do that?
Yeah, because it's like just destroy the head, but there are no rules beyond. If you destroy the head, you win. And it's just like, well, you don't need to stab through the cockpit, then, do you? It's like, well, the head blew up afterwards, didn't it? It's just like, yeah, I guess it did, but.
But they had some kind of new type moment there. It's just like, she's saying like I kind of like it over and over again. Oh yeah, my partner, my comrade, who died back in the war, like he was great. But I got a husband. I've got kids. I'm happy. I'm happy, you guys. I'm happy. I'm not happy. I have to fucking see this through. And maybe it's like
kind of like. Sorry, no, go on.
But like in that new type space, it's like when you're real fit-ins, you are being shared like telepathically. Nothing is hidden. Like maybe you felt you just want to die. You just like it's the only thing that's going to reunite you with your comrades. You obviously love a lot more than your corporeal living family.
Because our main girl is kind of seeing this woman in not only contrast to her own mother. It's like she's not cool. My mom's not cool. She was given out to me for like, what was the mom given out to her for? It was something very basic, like bad. Bad grades or something. I can't remember exactly.
Staying out late and just betting their schoolwork and
something like that. Yeah. But it was just like very like normie fucking shit, and it's just like, but I'm involved in these crazy stuff. Whereas this woman was objectively cool, but she's like, but you got like husband and kid at home, like, and she's like, yeah, but like I basically, if I think the way she put it, like I lost something important to me. I lost someone important to me in the war, and I have something good now. But what if I could have it all? What if I could I could have everything I fucking wanted, and I can't get the guy, her Mav back.
Next best thing would be killing.
I can get revenge. Yeah, I can get revenge, and then I'll fucking have my husband and my kid and revenge, and I'll be happy. That'll make me happy. It's like, no, it won't make you happy. Is the kind of thing, and obviously she's kind of looking at this, going like, is this the extreme lengths I need to go to be better at this? Because the whole time, even the Pomeranians kind of guy is like, he's carrying the fucking team. Like, she's just a hanger on, and the Red Gundam is the one carrying the fucking team. We should probably figure out who it is. There's like, and they're like, as long as we're winning, who fucking cares?
No, like fucking she's got us immediately. Like she has Matthews does me for saying, Tell the pilot at the Red Gundam's like, why? I don't know. No, tell him like, I'll see him out there. It's like, this is like the Sibby that he's one. I know you're the one and the other one. I know, like, what's going on right here.
It's kind of hinted that whole time where she's convinced that a couple of things. If the psychic, what they call it, psycho commune in this,
the psychomu system.
But she refers to it by the old the old term. I've forgotten again. You just said it there earlier. The bling and the lightning kind of
new type.
Yeah, she's convinced that new type is like propaganda.
Yeah,
but if it was real, which it isn't, her Mav would have been the closest thing to that, and he got taken out by Char. So we'll never know if it was real. And it's just like, but she has it. That's the thing. It's like
the irony. That's the Detective Conan ironic tragedy at the end of it all. Is moments before your death, you are suddenly in touch with all of these minds, and then also, this is where I'm going. Maybe you're leaning a little too hard on the original. Is then various people who aren't even near the battle, because they all get distracted as they hear the la la sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can hear the sad music playing. Essentially, yeah.
Well, it's like, if this is enough to, like, cause some kind of quasi nuclear explosion and take out, like, a fucking moon, then
they're trying to expand
if it's like, if the reaction is strong enough, then surely the average person, like, whether they're a new type or not, be able to probably hear this shit in their minds. I guess they can see it there.
Yeah, not
they're
everyone
trying to change
could.
the psyche.
That was the thing, though. It was like some people on the ship could hear it and some couldn't, and I think elsewhere was also the issue.
People who are more leaning into
so
a new
it's
type,
possibly just
kind
indicating,
of thing,
yes, that there's probably more people in new type than they'd considered, and also may suggest that a character whose fate we have no idea in this version of reality may still be alive somewhere. And doing something.
It makes you wonder too. It's like, with the outcome of the war, and it's like, well, spaces where humanity is meant to be to evolve now, as that accelerated that process, like, are more people awakening or are latent to this ability now?
The thing it could be, actually, I'd say you're onto it there now. The thing it could be is, like, less people died in the war because it was over much fucking quicker. So now there's just more psychic people waiting in the wings. Like, it could be something as simple as that. Like, yeah.
I'm going to guess, though, that next week's episode we'll get into that, because it's wants to hear.
We gotta go like team meeting. What the fuck, dude? Why are you fucking stab her and blow her up? That's fucked up.
I did like we have all this psychic stuff and the tragedy of it and stuff, but I did like her method was simple. Like, she attaches like a little grapple to you and just fucking like puts on the jet so she spins around you, like, and I was like, because what do they call, like,
a little cable? You can't see it in space because it's going too fast. It's too dark, and it seems like she's going teleporting around. It's
and like when they investigated, they called it like stigmata or something like that, because they had these scratch marks on the thing from where the wire was rubbing off it while she was doing these extreme G maneuvers around them. And I was like, that's actually, I like the simplicity of that, but it's again using that 3D space battle stuff quite well.
But only a new type would be crazy enough to try something like that. So
because she goes straight in. There's no like shooting from the distance. She's going like straight in to do this fucking crazy one-on-one stuff. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, though my enjoyment is beginning to decline. I think partly because it is essentially a sports anime where the rules aren't interesting. And I'm not that interested in this sort of mecha combat.
I think they might be using the sports angle to kind of introduce us to reintroduce the, because guys are like number 5 of the teams now, and I feel like once they rise through that, we're going to get back into, this is a sport made from the fallout of war, and I think we're going to fall back into potential fucking war.
I think it's going towards. It's going to forget about the sports angle, like in the not too distant future.
It feels like that,
because I think being recently to The Witch from Mercury, the previous series of this, That started
was a
out
sports
as
one.
like
Yeah.
as mobile suit girl Utena for the first little bit of it, and
Yeah.
then actually the real shit is going down now.
Yeah, again, the sports was the the competition, the school competition was like
Yes.
a setup for the actual combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also fundamentally though, this is not my sort of mecha action that I particularly enjoy.
You're not the real mecha. You're super mecha, right?
I think the reason this is kind of considered because I read a thing about how sports manga and anime changed, and I was like, I think a similar thing happened to mecha, probably for exactly the same reasons. Well, not quite now, because the sports thing became, you kind of lost you got less of like the red-blooded, sort of very the Spartan training aspect of old sports manga that disappeared in the 80s. Apparently, a good deal due to it having the piss taken out of it extensively by gag manga.
This is like a Austin Powers killing James Bond type situation.
And then you get things like Touch coming in to replace, coming up with a different style of sports manga. And I guess you could consider the Gundam did a similar thing too.
I suppose it has to be like, here is like a new and innovative idea plus Gundam thing.
Okay.
This is like the formula. The boss stand in JoJo will be like, a weird power plus fast precise punches. That's what people turn up for. That's what you gotta give them.
I think fundamentally this is the thing I'm least interested in is space fights. With pseudo realistic robots, with 70s psychic palaver added to the top of it. I am still enjoying it, but I can feel my interest declining.
Okay.
You're gonna be one of those ones if you're gonna look at your watch/calendar and go, well, not got time for that.
It's one of the things I come to last in terms of have I watched this yet? No, it's not. It's not top of the list. Unlike Apocalypse Hotel, Episode 4, Food and Etiquette and the Mainstays of Culture, as we're getting stuff with hanging out with Tanuki, but we're also getting stuff where it's like, this disaster no longer seems like an accident. This disaster feels like it was some sort of intervention by somebody. Because how on earth did a sandworm that apparently the Tanuki say have destroyed
an alien
planets,
sandworm
ended up on Earth?
And it's also good because it sorry,
Japan. Also Japan appears to have formed deserts.
Desertified. The desertification has spread this far. I need to remake my map, and I'm just like, sorry, Japan's a what now? Sorry, there's camels now.
There was like a small desert like or sandy like area to it, but
not like this. Like this is a big old fucking.
Not within like walking distance of Ginza, that's for sure.
Yeah. If you just take the tube to the Sahara kind of thing,
Because this is all stuff that you as the viewer that's going through your brain is not going to go through the brains of any of the characters.
None of the characters give a shit or know anything. Like even the kid recognizes what the sandworm is, but has never seen one. I just know the name of it, that kind of thing. I assume on a basic education level you'd hear about these things, but like I was like, is it going to become the fucking Tanuki show? I'm kind of worried about that. But initially, the setup is the Tanukis are sick of exactly the same dinner every day.
I don't want filet mignon. I want something different. I was like, sorry.
I love the way the mother is kind of just like, we said we liked it once, now they keep serving it to us. Like, they're stupid. You can't fucking help it, right? They're insulting themselves. Like, don't point it out to them. Like, she's being so shitty. Passive aggressive. It's really fucking funny. So the idea is they need to serve new food, so they got to go on a fishing trip. So they're going to go to the old fishing hole in the desert. It wasn't in a desert last time we checked, but there's still an oasis there. And So it's the idea that our Tanugis are going to lead us into other plots. Like, hey, part of Japan has turned into a fucking desert, and there's sandworms on Earth now. We'll get more of that world building. Whereas their problem is like, how are we going to get these fish back in time for dinner? It's basically their main concern.
Got to take care of this sandworm. It's chased us up in this building right now. But it seems to be impervious to environmental patrol robots like destructive laser cannons. It's just like, all right, well, how are we going to take care of this thing? It's going to kill us. It's crushing the building. It's just like, well, we got the big fishing rod right here, the construction crane. It's just like we just got to fucking lure it in.
So and it's just like, I'm gonna go down and be the bait, because they tried using all the fish that they caught earlier as bait, and it just has like a long what are they called, graboids?
It has a tremor's worm graboid tongue, which is can move around by itself. Just like very deftly gets all the fish out.
Yeah, and
it's like, at least left a cooler, you know. It's got some manners.
Everyone's kind of like, I'm going to go down and be the bait, but unfortunately, she's let her battery run pretty low, so she keeps needing to go into power saver mode, which is increasingly bizarre poses that are power saver mode.
And our Tanuki girl had told her she should have brought
a spare lunch.
Energy. Yes.
She like, it's just like, oh, I'm hungry. It's just like, don't worry, I did bring a pack lunch. It's like, yeah, you should have brought more, because we're going exploring, and you should have brought energy for you, because she didn't take a lunch break. She just kept fishing on through lunch. It's like, should have recharged during lunch. Yeah.
It's a great bit of Pongo
is when the little girl's got the chainsaw and is planning on leaping down the monster's throat, and then decides at the last minute, this is a foolish plan. I'm not going to do this.
Nope.
I'm too scared.
Nope.
Because you think Ponko might, because there's this tense bit where she's hiding inside like one of the ruined buildings, and the tongue is snaking around trying to find her, and then like some pens in a desk that she's hiding to get knocked over. She grabs them before they make noise on the floor. The tongue like goes for it, and it's like the pens like Wolverine claws. It goes like, it's like maybe we should do it. Maybe we should get that chainsaw on this phone and go to town. This is like, I suppose not.
It's different.
Pens, yes. Chainsaw, no.
It's different stabbing like a snake-like thing with pens between your knuckles than it is jumping on the gullet of a fucking graboid and with a chainsaw. It's just like, that's a bit much. I can handle the low-level stuff.
It's the fact that she changes her mind mid-leap. And has to spin around and reverse. So wonderfully cartoonish.
It's like, you know, we're going outside or going into environment outside the immediate encompass of the hotel or anything like that, and it's just going big and crazy, just like straight up. There's no like long fucking training phase for Ponko and say, no, well, she's in now. We just give her little jobs to do. She gets to come out now and do all the usual hotel duties, like, you know, like making the beds and fighting sandworms and bringing back their strange purple meat, which is very delicious. I guess everyone's all for it. To love a bit of variety.
It's I do like the thing as well. It's the you want to keep, like, they're trying to hook the graboid onto the crane, but you want to keep falling asleep at the crucial, or going into power saving mode at the crucial moment in a very comedic way. And obviously we have our environmental droid kind of going like, are you fucking serious? Like, this is like the worst fucking, like, he's commenting on this. He's getting crazier as I think it goes on, because
yes,
I think he said that he tries his laser at it, and it's like that thing's shell is harder than your man.
Oh shit!
Or some mad fucking line altogether.
He's using a lot more Americanisms as well. And he's now constantly calling everybody bebe.
He's a great character, but it's like functionally useless in this situation, which makes it funny. Like, because he should be the one that is the most useful, the one that can turn into a giant laser gun. But yeah,
they finish it off. They chainsaw into steaks, and we now got something else to eat. And Ponko is tearful because her family are loving the food that she's prepared. She's brought them, and they declare the best food in the universe. The mum is enjoying it so much she wants to take her clothes off, apparently.
Achievement unlock. You've served people earthworms. Now you have a cute voice.
Yes. Make earthworms.
Everyone enjoy your meal.
I think the unlocks are completely unrelated to the achievements. That's the only way this fucking makes any
I
goddamn
think it
sense.
was the eccentric proclivities of the manager of the concierge or whatever he was.
Yeah.
That fancy gentleman.
Next week, new visitors to the hotel.
Hey.
Yeah, it's all still panning out upon again. This going super wild with the scale of this and showing us like what I can do outside of it, and again, maybe heading off our concern we had about of
Of it just
Tanuki's
being
kind of
Tanukis,
taking
yeah.
over and saying, "Yeah, Tanuki ain't shit against no sandworm."
I won't spoil the joke about the camel, but there's a very funny joke about a camel that was like, they're not going to do that, are they?
Right,
and then they
yeah.
did, and I was like, that's very good. Okay.
Then we got Windbreaker, episode 18, A Place I Belong, in which our boy Sakura still got a few more steps to take before he's recovered from his cold and his
well,
he comes into the class to
it's more so facing his friends, and there was friends, his allies and his comrades, and he feels he's let them down. But
yeah, so he's come to apologize in class, like, sorry everyone, like, just genuinely, like, I'm having an emotional moment here, and they're all like,
it's okay to not be okay, dude.
Yeah, and also, like, we didn't fucking apologize to you for dragging you into this shit, and you got injured as well. So, like, don't fucking apologize to us. Come on, we're taking you out for dinner. You're paying.
It is very much fun. Look at us, dude. Look what we go to. We knew the risks. We formed.
Yeah.
We put on the uniform. We know what we're in for here. You don't need to fucking worry about us like that. If we're going in and getting our heads kicked in, it's because we followed you and believe in you, and you're doing the same for us. Like so.
School, so this is what we signed up for. It's cool. Like we made you the leader because you're the best at fighting in class. So you'll be the leader of fighting class. A1 or whatever the fuck it is, yeah.
Yeah, but for everything else, we're here for you. It's okay to not be okay. And then fucking Matsuri has to just like, hey guys, is this such a fun kicking him through the door of and saying kind of really ruin the emotional like climax of the whole thing. But that kind of drops the tension in and saying, you fucking what are you doing? They're fucking blubbering about that. Go away with yourself. We're grand.
Yeah. It cuts the tension exactly when it needs to, so they can all just I'll start roughhousing and stuff.
Okay,
like,
tell you what, man, you're the phone at the class captain. We're gonna go somewhere. What do you want? It's like, you know, I love some fucking ramen. Oh, I love some barbecue fun. Said, can we get omu rice? Okay, yeah, all right, whatever you say, boss. Omu rice, yeah.
That's delicious. And your one is so fucking annoyed to show up. It's like, this is a cafe. You can't all order omu rice. That's and uses up all our eggs.
All my eggs for the week. Come on.
Our restaurant.
What did you cost now? It's nuts.
And then the second half is Uemiya is throwing a party so you can look at his vegetables on the roof.
It's ostensibly a thing where he's getting all the people who don't have like jobs or like shit to do after school to show up. We can have a meet and greet. What have you been doing? That kind of thing. But mostly, look at my fucking tomatoes. They're really growing in well, aren't they? Yeah.
And plot-wise is to properly introduce us to Superkido Chan. Or if you're can ever remember the Speedwagon guy's name, Nirai, Superkido Chan-san.
Because he still respects her, yeah. And it's the big thing hanging over. It's like, what is a girl doing at an all-boys school? It's like it's because it's fine. Don't fucking worry about it.
Sakura seen that, wondered that. She waved at him like when we're having like, you know, the after-school party in a cafe. It's like, you know, Uemiya, like, what's going on up there? If I'm saying, he's just kind of like, just going, sup? It's just like, so we have a girl school here? Fun saying, oh no, like, you know, and this kind of, it's a bit situation for him saying, huh? Oh, that's all right, you know, that's cool. You do you. And she finds this a refreshing thing because, like people around town, she's probably gotten those remarks, gotten those looks. But Sakura has never experienced or known it. It's one saying, I guess that's cool. I can hear the fight. I guess you're at this school. It's fine. So what's going on?
Because she wants to compliment him on his really good look. Like it's like the fucking two-tone hair, and it's like, it looks great. Like it suits it, and your hair length is like, it's perfect, like on fucking point. And he's kind of thinking of her as like, wait, so like a boy can be a girl, and she's like, yeah, and he's like,
Well, no,
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess.
Tsubakino is very clear that they are a dude. Is I believe.
Yeah, it's again, it's not specifically trans, but it is the thing of non.
Yeah.
It's non-gender conforming kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
a
I
similar
think
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just avoid the entire question in the manga translation by just constantly using they.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with she because like the character, like she said, like I got the same junk as the rest of you guys, but like call me Chen. You know, that kind of like I'm cute. Like, oh, you can stare. It's fine to stare at him, but I prefer to be stared at. You know, she's acting very girly girl. Is the vibes I'm getting.
This
So
was say this is like different from the usual, and so it's like it's all about Sakura going. All right, like that happens, I guess.
I guess that's the thing that
it's just like not
of,
really
sure.
fussed with it, like at all, except like it's like it's like no fun. Say, no, I'm not handsome. Stop, shut up.
Not taking compliments. Well, yeah.
Teenage boy fun. Say no, and then at the end of it all, hey Sakura, yeah, but you and me go on a date. It's just like. There's a perfect spit take.
They're all having a bit of stew, and it's actually Sakura that points it out, where she's kind of glomming onto her. What's the head fighting student? Umemiya she's kind of glomming onto him, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's because she's hanging out with him because like she fancies him, right? And she's like, fucking, I mean, you've said it now, and it's like, I guess my secret's been revealed, and everyone's like, it's obvious as fuck, like you like him because you're always like hanging out with him and like always trying to get close to him. And
I'm one of the 4 pillars of the school. You know, that's the only reason. Yes,
but again, it kind of shows Sakura's growth as well. That he's the one to actually audibly point it out, and that even that he recognized it in the first place. Like he's clearly getting to know people and the social interactions between people a lot better. I actually really like that kind of like the metaphor at the start where he's like walking this tightrope. It's always tension, that kind of thing. It was such a nice style, nearly a chalkboard kind of looking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the grounds was a lot closer than you thought on opening that rope.
It wasn't as dangerous as it needed to be. Yeah.
No, okay, I was getting mixed up on the gender. It's the fandom wiki has chosen to use they. The translation uses he because they asked the editor to ask the author.
Oh,
the author says he.
Okay.
So I assume that's what the anime will also use.
It's still nice to see the like a non-conforming gender thing just accepted by everyone in a way that's just like, yeah, it's fine.
No big deal. All right, sure. Do you know how to fight? Oh yeah, you bet.
No, if you can fight, that's the main fucking thing. It doesn't really matter beyond that.
If you can't fight, get out. Well, actually, if you can't fight, we'll just like give you a phone. You can be just like near it. Just like let's keep like just like log of all of our opponent's weaknesses for us.
Yeah, and actually that's another bit in the restaurant that I did like, where like Sakura's revealed his fears and weaknesses. We should all reveal our fears, and it's like, I'm scared of bugs, you know, and they're really trying to get the kung fu guy because like he's scared of Natto, isn't it, or something?
Natto is.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, that's the rumor. He doesn't want. Don't start spreading rumors that I don't like Natto.
Yeah, it's like it's probably true based off him trying to deny it so fucking much.
Well, he's being a bit too much. Well, I'm afraid of a lot of things, but don't let it get to me. I'm saying, oh yeah, come on, name one. Oh no, it's all right. Come on, everyone else did.
Yeah, it's fun that everyone's emotionally opening up in class 1. Yeah,
and I assume the date is not a date; it is the next plot.
I'm going to take you out to a place like
to beat some people up, no doubt, because this is Windbreaker, and we've gone 2 episodes now without beating people up. So,
yeah,
there is some pole dancing I've seen in the opening thing. So I hope there's regular pole dancing and also fighting people with a pole, that like a combination. Like
I do know where it's going, so yes, I think you're
okay.
Good episode. The animation wise, definitely keeping things slow here because I presume they need to get flashy in a few episodes' time.
Yeah.
Then we got Me and the Alien MuuMuu, episode 4, Tenkubashi and wireless power transmission, where there's not enough cats in this episode, but at the very least we do get that terrible USB male-female
Ah,
conversation at the end.
God, that sucked. And I was like, is he trying to be creepy? He's like, no, he is being creepy. He's not trying to be creepy. It's like,
He's
okay,
succeeding at it.
yeah.
But he's trying to also be sort of self-effacing by putting men down, by comparing them to the disposable part, so that it's of how like the disposable part of a connection is the male part, because
Yeah, the
men are
phone's the important
worthless.
bit. Like
Um,
the charger isn't important. You can change out the charger. That's the thing he's
Yeah.
trying to get across, but it makes it sound like you've used a lot of chargers, huh? You know, it. Don't like that.
No, but he's not supposed to, because he's supposed to be
Yeah.
an embarrassing person who can't behave himself socially. But also throughout the episode, you're seeing, oh, he's just the human version of MuuMuu. He just wants
Yeah.
to take things apart all the time and see how they work.
It's the cat action we do get in this is funny because like he's too distracted by his singular focus, and the other guy's just on his phone all day. So the cat can walk around with a fucking mixer and no one will notice. So it's just like, oh, this is the perfect place for me. Like no one's gonna notice that I'm an alien cat.
Yes, and they're training Sakuraku by getting her to upgrade 10 mixers with the engines out of Tamiya for mini 4x4 racing cars.
And this is to give to the bodybuilding club, I assume, because it'll mix their protein shakes a bit better because it's very thick. They're all delighted by this, obviously, and that's the other thing. Like she's kind of hungry because she can't afford food with the cat spending all the money on electricity. But because they help out all these other clubs, they get these tokens that they can spend on, like is it like a meal or something like that?
Yes, it is.
I assume it's a cafeteria meal or something like that. Yeah, from the other clubs. So it's just like, no, we're rolling in tokens. You'll be grand.
Yeah, but first of all, you need to learn how to make these mixers. That's pretty much the episode. That's the gist of it. We get more of the girl who we've not really, still don't really get properly introduced to her. It's just like this is the one time that we've seen her face. They say this is her facial expression changed this one time when Tenkubashi was doing this terrible.
He disgusted her that fucking much because generally it's all the guys going is like, oh, is your phone out of power? Would you like my power lead? I've got a power lead. Oh, I've got a remote charger if you want to try that. You know, and they're all trying to glom onto her. And she's kind of like got an awkward smile. It's like, yeah, thank you. Whereas this is like, you've disgusted me face. He's so creepy in him trying to, and again, that's the title of the episode. He's trying to, he's not walking up to her with a fucking power charger. No, he's going to remotely charge it with this fucking cannon from a rooftop. And I think at one stage he has like a sniper rifle looking setup. Kind of
again, this is why he reminds you of the cats, because
yeah, the extremeness that he goes to with it. And he keeps like missing slightly and like microwaving the water on the table rather than her phone. And it was just like,
oh
dude,
yeah,
fucking cut this out, man.
Yeah, and he's mad about the idea of discovering things by look as well. He's mad at how the microwave oven was invented. And he's expressing this to a cat that he doesn't know can talk. He's just,
and the cat has learned from him. He was like, interesting. Now I know how microwaves were discovered. Yeah. Also, the cat recharges some batteries by putting in a power pyramid. Those fucking, you know, those like pyramid power kind of thing.
Oh yes.
And your one asks is like, how does it work? And he's like, yeah. Your one's like, how does it work? And he's like, if I knew that, I wouldn't have to come here to this planet to learn how shit works. So it's fine.
Anyway, the preview promises Decimaru is back next week with his knife, so
that's an improvement. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, the racist cat is back.
Hey, he's not racist anymore. He's trying not to be. Yeah.
Then finally, the Dinner Table Detective, episode 5. Please be aware of 2 timing affairs, file 2, and what was the second part called?
The person who dropped it is a VTuber, file 1.
Yeah. So I was correct about who did it, but, well, half correct because I didn't realize she was in collusion.
There was an extra.
There were 2 of them.
Yeah, there was an extra layer to it. And also the person who was initially wronged wasn't the murderer, it was the other woman. But we didn't know that information. I guess that was outside of our thing.
Essentially,
but,
he's conning women out of money so that he can pay for a leg lengthening operation.
Because he's got a real complex about his height.
I like I didn't mind the butler very slowly walking her through the thing. We figured out partway through the episode, it's elevator shoes. Like last one, because he's walking the detective through. Yeah, and he keeps going like, there is a magical thing that would make you appear taller, and I need to explain this to you slowly because you're fucking stupid. Is the impression I'm kind of getting off it. And even we're getting that recreation of the crime CGI fucking thing where it shows the shoes, boop, 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 and the guy going like, yes, I'm taller. And it was just like, it was very funny in how he explained the very obvious fucking thing we all figured out.
I appreciate it took times like, we got witnesses here who say that one, they claim dead on that it was definitely that height from saying, well, how could they know that? Like from both times from what they're reviewing from, they wouldn't ever be able to kind of guess that. One from a distance, so just kind of really guessing there. The other one, she kind of spotted him. It was like the mascot character after she'd fallen down on her arse. So things might seem taller in the air when you're falling down on your arse. She's probably like really like over or underestimating whatever height she gave you.
It didn't occur to me as well that his reaction to getting yakiniku spilled on his pants was just like, oh fuck, they'll look at my elevator shoes and see how short I am.
Yes, but, and she had to steal the trousers because the trousers would be too long for a man who's 160 centimeters tall, and that would give the existence of the secret shoes away.
Like he'd taken off his clothes to put them in the wash because he thought he was going to get some, which is why he was in his underpants. Which is like, well, it's just going that way. I'm going to steal his shirt as well to make it less obvious that I've stolen his pants.
Yes.
It's
just going that way.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was a thing. It was the woman who was of the height. If you add 10 centimeters to, she would now be that new fucking height. So explaining that
I think it was the other way. Yeah.
Our detective woman in her mansion, like, it's like, that's a dress that you can like wear it lower down to make it longer, and like she has like this model display set up, and I was like, did she spend like a while putting that together just to go, of course?
Well, this is what she brings to the investigation, right? Now, Kageyama, I know all thing to do about fashion. Thank you very much, and this is the kind of dress that can do that.
Yeah. She's trying to bring her expertise to it.
Yeah. So the other woman had supplied the poison, and then the murderer had poisoned her, and then
when she found his previous girlfriend had been robbed, she was like, okay, I'm probably up for the rob as well. So and also he's just going through women, basically a marriage fraud kind of situation.
Yes.
With the doing all, he deleted it off a WhatsApp, but I screenshot it. I got it all here.
Yeah.
Yes, as she's being arrested, she realizes, oh no, who's going to look after my elderly mother now? I've been arrested for murder. And detectives go, well, she should have, rather than try and take in the law into your own hands, perhaps should have raised the alarm about this.
And I mean, like, the butler is saying, on the positive thing, at least you did like prevent that woman from killing herself with the same poison. So you did save a life as well. That is the silver lining here, I guess.
Yeah. I was watching a Poirot this weekend, which similarly tries to off herself with pesticide after she's discovered. But in that case, they don't stop her because it turns out that what is in the weed killer bottle is actually her husband's whiskey.
Okay.
Whiskey's a very good weed killer, right?
Well, no, that's when he's pretending to garden. You see, he's
it's
drinking whiskey in the garden. Yeah.
It's like hiding a bottle inside the cistern of the toilet, but fancier and then more dangerous.
I was weird because I'd started watching Slow Horses this weekend.
Right, yeah, I keep hearing about that thing.
So I watched some of that, and then I watched Poirot, and I was like, have I ever been past where Poirot's office is portrayed as being? So I looked it up on Google and on Google Maps, and then I noticed, the Slough House, which is where they get the name for Slow Horses from, is literally round the corner for the building which they use for the Poirot office. I was like,
wow,
small world, huh?
Yeah. Barbican Station, if you want to go and see either of those buildings, is the place to come out from.
Cool.
So I probably have been past that Poirot office. At no point did I look up at the building and go, "Oh, that's where they shot the exteriors from Poirot."
Wow. What a lifestyle.
Yeah. And then the second half is a snail VTuber has lost her purse. Said purse shows up with the corpse of a Deliveroo rider who
is clearly committed suicide in the middle of a fucking delivery. It's like case closed, and then she's like, "Why would he committed suicide in the middle of delivery?" And he's like, "I sensed that there's more to this killing than is my detective fucking senses tingling." She's like, "Yeah, that's why I fucking oh my god, this fucking guy."
Sure doesn't add up, huh?
It also feels like he didn't want to investigate it because he was just a Deliveroo driver.
Because he had to be like, "Oh, a Deliveroo." It's just like, "Oh, the food delivery." Yeah, I, a rich person, know what that is. Yes,
I guess it's interesting when it's like, well, this like this VTuber who we're tying it to, who the victim, who the suicide guy was a fan of, this guy representation for and saying, but a celebrity, I see. Well, now I'm interested.
So, and he goes down to check on the place where they have a bunch of VTubers and other celebrities and do the thing, because now it's a sexy crime. Now it's the thing he can get his teeth into. It's like, it's fucking. That's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out the management company is owned by her family's
parent company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what Kageyama knows about VTubers, and that's it.
Definitely is not a fan.
Nope.
Not a big fan.
Don't know all of her likes and birthdays and everything.
Referring to her as Snail San like the entire time. Like it was just like with great fucking respect and saying like the numbers she does like from memory, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and
he also knew he knew to like he's like, it's not that you mentioned her, so I looked her up on Twitch or whatever the fuck to see like her last stream. It's like he knew the point in the video to go of her last stream where she's like, "Oh, my throat's been at me." That was relevant to their conversation, and I was just like, "So you watched this one?" Is what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, because it turns out that the murder victim and the snail attended the same clinic for people with voice problems, and he had a burgeoning musical career that the doctor told him he should probably abandon, otherwise it was going to make his throat problems worse. And the doctor's like, "Oh my goodness, did I cause him to commit suicide?" And she's got a stalker who is somebody from this delivery company. And now they go to her flat and they can't get her to answer the door. I think that's where they leave off in this. Oh, there's that wonderful.
There's a noisy neighbor that you had.
Yeah, there's a noisy. Yeah.
She's a wonderful character.
What does she say? Like she adds like stinky to everything or something.
Something like that.
Can't remember.
She like there's a put down, the same put down at the start of every sentence she's saying.
Like, oh, it's a stinking cops. It's like, oh, do you know the neighbor thing? It's my stinking neighbor. It's something like that. I can't remember what the fucking thing she says, but it is very fuck this person. But they're going to be very useful for the investigation.
Yeah, it's one of these sort of modern apartment buildings with sort of higher security than normal. It's very familiar to me because there's one of them in the maps on one of the more recent Like a Dragon games.
And I assume that's part of it as well, because they can't even get buzzed into the building to see this VTuber. Whereas your man obviously drops stuff to her door without her ordering it, that kind of thing. So it's just like, all right, what's the extra dealio going on there? Yeah.
Also, there's a manager who scares the life out of our male detective, who seems anybody who in a sort of a managerial position who shows any sort of assertion, he is frightened of. That's 2 story arcs now that he is scared.
It's because his business is bad and he's scared of anyone who's competent. She also wants to further this investigation because he's trying to take her out on a date. She's like, "But you gotta fucking help me out here, man." he's trying to take me out.
I'm in a real jam again.
Come on, Jeeves, I'm in a real jam again. I'm gonna get marriage proposed if I don't fucking get out of this. It's very that fucking vibe still.
It doesn't feel like there's enough clues yet, I think, because of this sort of 45
The main thing I was
structure.
thinking was your man, the VTuber, is the other thing I was thinking, or at least the VTuber for songs was the other thing. Like it, because we're getting like a modified voice, and it's a VTuber. You don't see her face, so I was like, is there that obfuscation happening? And they both went to the same clinic. As like, did they both go because they were both the singer, or yeah, that kind of way.
But somebody's out to get them, as like, it wasn't like it comes down to, well, was he pushed?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. The design of the VTuber character is quite funny. The fact that it's a snail girl.
It's a weird specific fetish, but it apparently has like over 90 fucking people just tuning in.
Well,
constantly.
there's so many
90,000
gimmicks.
Actually, sorry.
Like, you can't keep doing them over and over again.
So
has everyone done stale yet? Has everyone done stale? Where like, you got the cute anime girl face, but also at the end of the stalks, also the cute anime girl eyes, and they also blink in unison or do things in unison. So it's just that's actually quite novel.
It's a good bit. The other thing I will say, like similar to, I can't remember what we watched before that had like a cartoon within the cartoon of a different style, but it was still within the universe. It's a very VTuber, like I'm barely fucking moving, but like, and I'm kind of doing that wobbly thing that VTubing things, because it's limited CG animation.
And
like
the stuff with you could, because you see the OBS during the episode. And so obviously it's different layers. So it's like the standard one is like behind a desk, but then it will disappear below the desk and appear like much closer to the camera. It's a lot of fun, and this is one of the shows I do rush to watch as soon as it's available.
Like, it's always good, and even with this first half, where I feel like we haven't been given enough clues to put it together, like we're having a really good time, and it's still like a lot of fun. And even like the incidental thing of the butler knows like a lot about this feature. Where, like, it's like those kind of jokes like really land very well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun environment to throw a murder mystery into. I think it feels like a modern. You could imagine a modern Columbo, where he has to pin a murder on a VTuber.
They're really interesting. I don't watch them, but my wife. Yeah, it feels like they could fucking easily do that. Yeah,
it's a bit like, better and maybe a bit more nuanced than like you're ripping the headlines, Law and Order kind of cases. Like, hey, Liv, have you heard about these online games? Have you heard about these incels?
Yeah. It seems to know its subject matter way better than those, for sure.
Now
I'm gaming myself, Liv.
Genuinely wondering whether there's a Law and Order VTuber episode yet.
There's been that seems like one of theirs.
You've had like online streamers, more like, I suppose, like OnlyFans streamers would be kind of the thing of it. And how we're crossing the border between this like play acting and reality. There's been plenty of ones with online games, incels and that. I'm check now because I think we're like nearly up to date, and ones that are on constant repeat at work. So
similar to our detective guy here. Would that VTuber need to have representation for it to be a sexy enough crime for Law and Order to give a shit about it? Do you know what I mean? Like just someone working out of their bedroom mightn't be big enough for them, is the thing.
Yeah,
could be.
CSI also would do rip from the headlines.
Yeah.
Anyway, when does the new Poker Face start?
It starts on Thursday of this week as a recording.
Excellent.
May the 8th.
Oh, I can't get enough of watching these sort of detective shows. That's it for this week. Is there anything else we watched?
No, too much. Whatever it is, don't keep it under your hat. We've ran so long here for various reasons.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I watched half of Rosa Versailles. If I watch the other half, I'll tell you about it next week.
Right. Yeah, I think I'll keep away from that.
Leave it now.
Good night and good luck.